When I first bought my iPhone 14 Pro a couple of weeks ago, I didn't really realize that I was going to have an issue potentially with MagSafe compatible accessories. I purchased a Apple MagSafe silicone case, and I've sort of stuck with these. They're old standbys. This is the my iPhone 12 Apple MagSafe silicone case that I used on my old iPhone 12 Pro. And just to compare these two, they're pretty similar in size. The iPhone 12 14 Pro is a little bit bigger. Of course, the buttons have been moved down, but the big difference is the size of the lens cluster. And then you can see a really good idea of how much larger it is on the iPhone 14 case and phone, of course, as it is on the iPhone 12 Pro. You can see how far these lenses are poking out. I don't know what that actual distance is. So the case, of course, has to have an equivalent rim going around it. And this actually sticks out past the lenses by maybe a millimeter or two, something like that. When you look at the MagSafe accessories, here's the MagSafe Array ring. And this gives you a really good example of how far away this one was from the lens cluster opening compared to the iPhone 14. So you can see how close that is to the lens cluster there. That means when you put accessories on here, they're getting way closer to the lens cluster than they ever did. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate all Apple products. So we're comparing apples to apples, of course. Here's the Apple MagSafe battery pack. You can see it almost touches there. It's almost right up there to that rim. And of course the Apple MagSafe compatible wallet. And there's still a little bit of room to move right there as well. And then if you take the Apple MagSafe wireless charger and stick that on there, there's actually quite a bit of room. So all the accessories still fit fine. The problem is when you use an aftermarket accessory that holds one of these. A good example is the Spigen MagFit car vent mount. I have the actual car vent part that attaches the vent taken off here for demo. But this is the Apple MagSafe wireless charger, and it fits inside of this housing. So this housing is what increases the actual diameter of it, but it still fits really well on my iPhone 12 Pro case, which is what I've been using for the past couple of years. But take that off and put it on the iPhone 14 Pro, and you'll notice what happens here. It overlaps on the rim that goes right around here on the lens cluster, which means this does not make really firm contact here. And so it may charge, but it doesn't. I'm not really sure I really trust it to be, put in here on a really shaky car that it wouldn't fall off my dash. Now the same thing is happening here with my MagFit desktop charger housing, that the Apple MagSafe wireless charger fits in here like this. And you just it's kind of a rubbery sort of housing. You push that all the way in, and when I try to hang the phone on it, it does hold, but again, look at this gap right here. It's not really making full contact because this part of the rim on the housing right here is actually touching right here and being held, again, just a fraction of an inch away from this so that it's really not a secure hold. So you might be asking, what if you just take the case off and use it as a bare phone? Well, something similar is happening. There's still a little bit of a gap. It's not riding up on the lens, but it is riding up on this housing around the lens. And ditto with the other one that I showed you. It fits a little bit more flush because this rubber housing has got a little bit of give to it, and it's a little bit more tapered than the other one.